Hello everyone, and welcome back to Inscryption, the horror faux retro card game that seems to have a lot more going on beneath its surface than it at first let on. Now, last time, in a huge marathon, in what turned out to actually be a surprisingly fun game itself, considering it sucked me into a genre, well, it seemed like even though we won, we didn't really win. As it turns out, defeating our captor pretty much just meant getting our picture taken for a slightly more honorable position than the losers who came before. But if we did things a certain way, we could actually get that film ourselves and turn the tables, thus defeating our opponent for real. And that enabled something very strange to be unlocked. New game. Before, we only had continue, and well, it sort of made me think about something that's been bothering me the entire time. Just who were the previous losers? Those names up on the walls, the ones that appear in the deck, those were more than just my own losses. And then I thought, well, it's a roguelike. Who's to say we were the first run? But let's start a new game. Now, I originally wasn't going to do Act 2 because the overwhelming majority of people online seem to say that Act 2 and 3 are not very good. People are a little softer on 3, but the thing about this game is that being a roguelike, for as much fun as it was and for as great as the vibes are, there's a real possibility that I have to consider that I'll end up spending a really long time on it and it becomes not worth it. Actually, you've said the game changes quite substantially from here on out, and as somebody who really liked the style and gameplay before, I can see that being polarizing. However, you have said that one of the biggest changes is that it's no longer a roguelike, that we can't really lose more than a couple minutes of progress, and that, oddly enough, the thing you guys most disliked is the reason I'm continuing on, because it means this is low risk, high reward for me. I want to see where this goes. Where do you go in a game after beating it? So let's find out. Unexpected data encountered. Purging deck data. In the beginning, the world did not know cards. That is, until the day the scribes arrived. Some of you look pretty familiar. Each had their own method of inscription to create the cards. One of those was the camera, others appeared as well. Grimoire used her quill to inscribe the epitaphs of the dead. Leshy, him, used his wildlife camera to capture beasts. PO3 used a particle scanner to copy the CPUs of robots. And Magnificus used his brush to paint his wizard pupils. With the cards created, the scribes had solidified their power. Until one day, a challenger arrived to replace one of the scribes. It's generating new story. Well, maybe generating is the wrong word. Look at this, it's like we've turned into a Game Boy game. Choose a starting deck to mark your ambition. Well, these are pretty creepy looking, each with a different symbol, each for a different scribe. And this one right here, I can't help but notice, looks a lot like what the stoat was turning into. And one of these, the stink bug. Oh, look at that, we're actually moving. Controlling with WASD. Perhaps we go with the stoat. You've been here since the beginning. Let's try it. Your ambition is to replace PO3 and become the scribe of technology. Okay, so we do get to choose with information. Your ambition is to replace Magnificus and become the scribe of magic. Your ambition is to replace Leshy and become the scribe of beasts. Your ambition is to replace Grimora and become the scribe of the dead. Now, I had heard the name Leshy because, well, you guys were talking about it, but this is actually the first time we're learning his and anybody's name, right? Or, well, no, that's not true. I believe the goo said his name. Let's start with what we know. The cards were added to your collection. This is very different, which is strange considering how developed it was previously.
What is this?
It actually jump-scared me to have this character be voiced until I realized what this game's framing device is. But yeah, this actually reminds me a bit of Super Mario World. Or no, was it Super Mario Bros. 3 that had this sort of expanded screen? Woof. I was just about to call it quits out here. You look stink buggy. But now that there's a challenger in our midst, it's back to work for me. I should be able to get this bridge fixed in... Full disclosure, it'll take me exactly as long as it takes you to defeat one of those scribes. Casting a little nod to game progression, huh? So, come back later. So that's our endgame. Yeah, look at this. There's a raft here, ready to set sail. Maybe that's how we finally leave. Salmon, waterborne. Also, at the end of the owner's turn, salmon will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. The card was added to your collection, so we can still build our deck. Oh, which means there's reason to explore around. What is this sticking out of the water? I don't know, but the game saved when I clicked on it. Alright, let's start by entering the cabin, as many have before. Look at this. Eyes glowing in the dark. There's the fisherman, and there's the prospector. But for the first time, they're different guys. If we go with the idea that this is telling an abstraction of some true story, well, maybe Leshy took this place from them? You pried the chest open and found a card pack inside. You received a beastly card pack. Oh wow, do we get all of these? We've got the Raven, the Ariuli, the Mole, Steel Mice I don't believe we've seen before. In fact, it looks like they may be from a different deck. One that we haven't seen before. This is like learning that the multiverse theory is true. That is so cool, learning that this is actually much, much larger than the thing we had spent so much time in the dirt of. When Steel Mice is played, a copy of it is created in your hand. So it's like self-replicating, and Ruby Mox cannot be sacrificed. While Ruby Mox is on the board, it provides an orange gem to its owner. These are all mechanics we have no idea about. The cards are added to your collection, so we just take them all at once. What say you, Prospector? Dag nabbit, oh my god, you're even creepier in person. That dang hound got herself lost again. Think you're getting past? Think again. Not till I get some proof my girl's alright. Okay, so we're actually moving more into an adventure game now. Sort of like Super Mario meets Pokemon. Does that say 2 equals 3? Or just 2 something 3? No. No fish, no pass. Well, I found a salmon card. This music is quite creepy. It's so weird, I'm hearing it for the first time, but it's almost like booting up a Sega Genesis or something and hearing that music that I used to hear all the time. Now it feels like such a sad, distant memory. It's odd, I'm nostalgic for it. How can you be nostalgic for something you've never heard, but this game is managing it? Well, let's enter the cabin. An all too familiar sight. I wonder if previous things will actually count. It does. You take a stinking pile of meat from the safe. Okay, there's value in searching then. Now, I think I actually finally understand this. I think what we need is to maneuver things in such a way where we can do 5 damage. There we go. Okay, so it's across. The drawer creaked open, and you found a pack inside. You received a beastly card pack, for which we get more salmon, muscle mage. At the end of the owner's turn, muscle mage will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. Creatures in the way will be pushed in the same direction. You spoil more steel mice, a mole man looking more deranged than before. Oh, we got another pack as well. Mantis God, always good. Pharaoh's pets, counted as 3 blood rather than 1 when sacrificed. Also, when it's sacrificed, it does not perish. So we still got our cheats going on, I see. Effectively. We can step into the back. You wish to trade the trader. You don't, perchance, have any pelts? No? That is disappointing. But I also accept foils. Well, we can trade these guys for a beastly pack, but let's find out how we do before we start doing anything drastic. Instead, we've got to voluntarily have a sit-down, don't we? Stop shaking. The only thing you have to fear is your own inadequacy. Oh, there's that slightly insulting host I know. Behold me. I am Leshy, the scribe of beasts. I would consider your ambition to replace me a threat, if it weren't so laughable. We share a desire for you to challenge me. But first... I know what you're thinking. No, this is not my legendary camera. Not the one I use to create beast cards. This one is a mere replica. You may use it to create photos of the beasts in these woods. My subordinates, the prospector, the angler, and the trapper. They each require a photo before they will consider battling you. Return to me when they are all defeated. So we need to invite them to the table first. Also, I believe I saw a thing. We need to build a deck, so if we autocomplete... we have to make choices with who's in there. There's a limit. Okay, let's go photograph the creatures then. We can place the meat here, and you have returned. Thus allowing us to photograph you. all you needed was a little treat, and now we can show that to the prospector. Well, I'll be darned. That's my girl. I'll let you pass me, and into yonder pond. But, dagnabbit, first we gotta battle, of course we do. And this takes a very different style. You froze in fear as the words of the great scribe of beasts entered your skull uninvited. Fear not. I only wish to explain to you the deck that you selected. In order to play my cards, sacrifices must be made, those arc words echoing again. The scribe assessed your reaction, noting that you did not seem surprised by this information. Perhaps you need no lesson, but remember that almost anything can be sacrificed. It may bleed oil, or even marrow, but if it bleeds, well, you know what to do. But you actually have a squirrel in play, which is very strange. Mechanically, it seems just about the same with some additional considerations. Alright, well, we don't actually want to get rid of your squirrel unless you need to sacrifice it to play things, right? So let's place you down and use that to get a stoat onto the board. Actually, is there a place we can draw from? Stoat goes down. And then we'll get a hit, and you shouldn't next turn. What does this button do? It's next to the scales. I kind of feel like maybe that's like a nuclear option. Alright, let's try it. We just have to see what happens at this stage. Here comes the old guard dog. That's essentially like a slot you can't use for the moment. So what we can do is, and some of you guys said you wanted to see more of the thinking, so I'm going to try and include that. The other one would have run very, very, very long if I had, but here we may have that opportunity. So I'm thinking we place the squirrel. That stays here. We can replace it with a stoat. This stoat's going to die next turn to the bloodhound. You can move to empty spaces, but you'll kill the stoat. Then next turn we bring in another squirrel. Replace. We don't even need to replace that with a stoat. We can just use the adder then to kill the bloodhound. I think that's right. But in the meantime, we can do some more damage while preventing you from doing some. You're dead. New squirrel. You're here. You guys go. Adder, we kill your old dog, which, you know, we just reunited you with, but hopefully this doesn't mean anything bad. Adder's touch of death kills instantly. There you go. And now we can start getting ready. So each turn it just draws a new thing? Does that mean we're not guaranteed a squirrel? I didn't really see. And also it's filling this, like, battery bar thing. Bones are still being counted. We should win on the next hit, right? Or very close to it. We gotta start thinking of something, because you're gonna kill the adder. There you go. Fair's fair. You beat me like a dog. Take this. Some say these here cards are better in gold. I hope they're not the gold. Oh, look, another salmon. It's like getting Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day. Rockall, which is waterborne. Also, when it's played, it provides an energy cell to its owner. I still don't understand what those things do, and I hope you'll explain soon. We actually got your dog. We got a shifty-looking fellow. Gemfiend. If Gemfiend's owner controls no Mox cards, Gemfiend perishes. So you need to be played together, but Ah, I see. Well, you do some damage. And Revenant, after attacking, Revenant perishes. So you basically, we trade you for bones, you come in, do pretty much big free damage, and then you're gone just as quickly. Well, we got them. So the game itself, like the fundamentals are still there, but not being able to choose our draw, that's a pretty big deal. And now we can go fish. For a small pond, that sure is a big shadow lurking beneath, isn't it? But it's not much better than the glowing eyes all around. Is everything a card in this world, even the fishing bait? Place the photo of bait on the line? Of course. Hi there. Oh, we've got your photo, shark or whale or whatever you are. I just brought you the biggest fish possible. Fish. Fresh fish. Good. Still. Must beat. Well, here we go. I should have added some of those cards. Salmon. We can't actually stop you from attacking. So, oh no, that's right. I don't think we can actually kill you with the adder. So we might as well just worry about outdoing your damage, right? There we go. I don't remember quite how you work, but we can in turn. That's going to give us a big advantage right away. You're going to come in, you're going to do your damage. But at this moment, we can outlast you. You're going to keep moving. We may as well try it. I don't quite remember. I don't think we can hit you with the adder either, though. But it doesn't matter. We'll just do our extra damage. Which is enough to beat you anyway. There we go. You beat, you pass. First, take. You get another card pack. Buff Conduit. Other creatures within a circuit completed by Buff Conduit gain 1 power. So you're an enhancer. And we got the Elk Fawn, which can grow into a big elk. We've got another Ariuli and another Bloodhound. There we go. And now I can go past. Me? Or continue? Look at the worms hanging from your mouth. Are those fish hooks? Find fish for Leshy. So you all serve Leshy. Let's maybe avoid the trap. Is this where you got the photos for the Warren? Patches of dried blood crackled as you pried the chest open, but 2 packs were inside. Oh, we've got the kitty, another mole man, another of you, and ghost ship. Waterborne, and at the end of the owner's turn, the ghost ship will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil and drop a skeleton in its old place. A spectral ship which leaks corpses as it sails. That's creepy. And here's a bunch more we already have. Squirrel Ball. At the end of the owner's turn, Squirrel Ball will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil and drop a squirrel in their old space. So this thing could potentially, if you give it room, increase your pool of sacrifices. Well, it needs room and time. Could also act as a nice shield wall. And another ghost ship, and Null Conduit. Null Conduit may complete a circuit, but provides no effect. Okay. Well, with the way the card game works now, though, I mean, there's a lot more left to chance, I feel like. Then again, maybe my scale is just broken because I was doing some real nonsense before. If we can catch you, like, in between things... So we had the Hawk, which does slightly more damage, but has way less health. Maybe we'll try taking one of those. I'm trying to kind of restructure the organization here. Ghost Ship I'd like to try. I'd like to have some things that we sacrifice bones for. I'm gonna get rid... No, the mole's potentially really useful, but we don't need the mole man. Actually, no, the mole man is just better than the mole, so forget that. Now, this right here for 8, you guys had said that Ouroboros is actually an amazing card, that you can basically just keep sacrificing it, and it just keeps getting more powerful. I want one. I really want one. I took the sure thing last time because I was afraid of being sent back, but Ouroboros seems really, really great. I mean, perhaps I have to step in the trap? If so, that's kind of counterintuitive. Oh, I can push it. Okay. That makes much more sense. Well, I guess now we wait. Come on, you. Oh, now you're gonna start doing this, huh? Well, look, it was hard enough to catch you on foot. It's gonna be even harder to do it this way. Do I just have to move away, play the waiting game? Right in your diagonal path. Moving away. There you go. And now we get a pelt, presumably. It's funny how I keep interchangeably referring to you as the traitor and the trapper, given you're the same guy flipped. I mean, I love that about your design. Somebody asked if I noticed. Yes, I did. That, like, the top of your head can be either a beard, a hat, a face covering, or just wrinkles. Yet another turn of the skinning knife. It is time to set another trap. I smell the hare's blood on you. And here we go. Here comes your guy's burrowing trap. Can't be sacrificed. When an empty space would be struck, burrowing trap will move to that space to receive the strike instead. Also, when it perishes, the creature opposing it dies as well, and a pelt is created in your hand. We may wish to farm this thing. Okay, so how are we gonna do this? We need bones to get a crazy sacrifice. In the meanwhile... We want to start getting damage on the board. We want a lot more things, really. Just get our early advantage. You're gonna come in, do damage. Coyote's gonna be an even bigger problem. This might be lost from the start. Yeah. This is so much more chance-based. Yeah, so the Warren doesn't keep spawning rabbits, it just spawns the one rabbit. Doesn't quite work like the Ant Queen, so we're gonna grab... We want an adder, we need at least one, but I'm focusing a little bit more on guys that I can just get in the game. It's a good idea probably to get the cat on the board early so that we can keep sacrificing you, and because you do no damage, you won't activate the trap. So get you on, he's gonna come in, he's gonna do his damage. We can always kill you next turn. Or him. Oh my god, it's not really what we needed. I suppose it could be. Potentially. We could bring in you to stop you from doing damage for a time. And then sacrifice both of these guys. Oh no, you don't get removed from the board at all! Oh my god, I had thought it worked like the other guy where you go back into our deck. Putting a bird in front of the trap may yield some results. Here we go. You're gonna do that, but we can't outpace you. And we got nothing to sacrifice with, so we can't get stuff in. That does stop you from... If We can get the squirrel ball on the board. I mean, it's gonna die. It's gonna die right away anyway, but we might as well play it just to see what happens. There you go. You're dead. Yep. I mean, if we had something to sacrifice with, we could bring in the Mantis God. There we go. It would be look, right now, the bird is held in play by the trap. The coyote can't get in. So what we're best off doing is... Ooh, actually, we have the cat. So it's going to block a hit. We play the cat, right? Well, we need the squirrel. Yeah, no. Squirrel. Play the cat. Play the Mantis God off of you. And then you'll damage this guy. Maybe we can do something later, maybe we can't, doesn't matter. Point is, you won't do another hit, you'll die. Oh, but now when Mantis God hits, this guy's gonna move. Let's take our damage where we can. We can mole man you up. Prevent you from hitting. But I think we're pretty thoroughly cooked at this point. We can pop out with the stoat and kill the coyote. This is the best fight we've put up. And you guys are gonna do your thing, balance the scales a little more, but again, we can't draw anything at all. It's a real luck to not be able to draw anything at all a lot of the time. And I don't think it goes back into the deck. I mean, that number is constantly going down. I think when we lose something, it's gone for good. Now that we've got a squirrel, what we could do is sacrifice the stoat and adder it up to kill this guy, prevent more of your incoming damage. Kill you instantly. You're still continuing to do damage. You can come in and deal with this guy. That'll block the adder's damage. Fine. Well, it kills it, but pelts it. Which means now you can kill you. Now that we've literally reduced to nothing on the board. This is what deadlock looks like. Let's just keep playing squirrels until we can do something. Stoat, would you like to finish it off slowly? We could do this. Okay, let's end this in style. Let's end this in style. There we go. And we get excess damage, which gives us pelts. Ah, well, in this case, foils. Trap is shut, yet the prey escapes. And the trapper waits for the next victim. You've defeated the three of us now. Leshy awaits. You received a beastly card pack. Okay, great. Gamblebot. Activate, pay 1 energy to set the power of Gamblebot randomly between 1 and 6. That actually seems maybe kind of worth it, since I'm not using that right now anyway. We've also got a ton... We're at the point where you have tons and tons of cards, but, like, you really gotta hope you draw them in a good order, even if it is a good composition. Alright, let's try letting... Let's remove all of this. I kind of want to try letting autocomplete do it. Let's see if it knows better. That's a lot of Molmen. That's a lot of Molmen and Elk Fawn and stuff that doesn't really do damage. I mean, the Mantis God I'll keep. Mole Man, I'll keep one, but everything else? Let's try you. You had bested the unhinged prospector, the gormless angler, the enigmatic trapper. You found yourself standing before your ultimate match, Leshy, scribe of beasts. Your ambition is to defeat me? Foolish. Even if by some odd luck you defeat me now, you will still need to defeat me once more, in the final duel. And that is even more unlikely. Steel yourself, for my beast will show you no mercy, only fangs. Here we go. Do not spare your creatures. My camera is waiting to capture them at the moment of their demise. And my beasts are famished. Is that an actual gameplay mechanic? There's pieces missing from the board. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Well, we can go like that and like that, get the Raven and start doing damage right away. Might be better to prevent you from doing damage, but whatever, we're in. Gotta kill you twice. You guys are coming in. Like, sacrificing squirrels as a shield, like, it doesn't really work anymore. We could squirrel ball it up, which isn't gonna really help us, because you're gonna die next turn anyway. There we go. Yep. I'll need a photo of that one's cost. You're putting together a card from my deck, from my sacrifices. We can outlast you for now. Here comes an elk fawn. I'll need to capture its stats. Oh, well, that's good for us. For 4 battery, we can bring in this a dude. Steel mice. Steel mice reproduces. We get another, but we can't bring it in. And finally, the sigils. Oh no, that's a bad one. That will do. The deaths of your creatures will form a beautiful mosaic. It'll form something. You get hit. Can we sacrifice you? We can, actually. We can. Which keeps us in the game for a little longer. That'll give us time, actually, to bring in the elk fawn, who can get more powerful. And we can bring in another steel mouse, which can also be used effectively as a squirrel. Alright, so there are things we can do. Like, that's the thing. I don't like this gameplay nearly as much. It is much, much more RNG heavy by nature. But the new cards and the new mechanics do actually... There's something new to consider. Elk fawn moves to a new space. You'll block the coyote from coming in. Elk fawn transforms into a full-on elk. And now, we could bring in the undying cat. So now we'll always have sacrifices. Okay, these steel mice are actually onto something if you can last enough time to use them. The only problem is you're gonna start shopping through that. The coyote can't kill you. So let's go. Of course, we're gonna need a solution for this. And you're not it. Let's keep this in our back pocket for a little longer. You're gonna come down, do your damage, but then you're gonna die. Mantis God might not be a bad play here. Kills you and you, damages the elk fawn but doesn't kill it, dies to it. You start doing damage over here, or, well, rather, either way, because you'll actually kill you and then you'll do that damage to him. That's also fine. All the while, we're still preventing you from doing anything. We could... Yeah, no, we could just... Well, we don't have anywhere to put you, so we'll save it. You do that, you do... Oh, right, no, because you can move. Okay. That's alright, now it's dead. That actually exhausted you more than I thought it would. You're gonna move to there. You're gonna kill that thing next turn. We can keep playing that more or less. Steel mice, you're the new squirrels. You're the new squirrels. In the meantime, you can go like that. You stay. You're in here. We start doing more damage. 3 per turn. Do a whole lot of death. That goes down. You move to there. Oh no. Now you can start actually doing damage. Which means we've just got to start doing more of our own. We're going to put out 4 per turn. Alright, let's go. You're going to do that. Elk Fawn is... Okay, our elk is going to kill your elk, so that's great. We can always bring in the Bone Brigade if we need to. Alright, but there's still your second life, though. We've got to consider that, so let's keep some stuff in reserve. If we're winning, we're winning. Let's go. You come out. Yeah, let's just keep going. Right now we're building our deck. Keep going. And you're dead. You won't be needing those. I have something better. Excuse me, I was trying to build up. You must like them. The stitchwork is my own. They are your cards. Now we put them to the test. My beasts enjoy a varied oh my god. It wasn't yours, it's ours. Oh my god. Okay, well. Let's keep that adder in our back pocket, huh? Killing the mole man would actually be... It would be a good idea to... We need to kill this bear, that's the thing. Killing the mole man right away would allow us to get some damage right now, but it's not the smartest thing. It does block the bear for a turn, so that's good. The elk will get some additional use. We can get some more good sacrifices on the board. We've got plenty of bones. In the meantime, once more, it may be better just to hold. We actually, because we can keep getting these things, we do have more of an ability to play off of the cat and keep getting like infinite of these things to keep playing with, but then we have the ability to shield wall a bit more. All the while we can start doing damage. That's a good start. You're gonna kill the elk, that's alright. You're not bringing anything new down. Out of card, starvation sets in. If a creature would attack starvation, it does not. So you're basically... Wait, so we get a disadvantage from being in the end game? That's... dumb. And we kill the bear. There we go. Now we do damage on you, which we can continue doing... Oh my god, that is... Wait, that is so dumb. Even though we beat you... Might as well start getting you guys in. I mean, it doesn't matter. Also, we're not really starved because we can keep bringing these things in. You guys look different. You're actually using the steel mice look while these guys were using like regular mice look. Alright, well, keep doing damage. Oh, here comes another bear. Okay. But you're blocked by starvation, so that helps us, I guess. I truly can't understand who thought this was like an acceptable mechanic where they wipe out your deck and then punish you for having your deck wiped out. This is, like, I would have had it if it wasn't for this. Like, I wasn't starved, you were. So the important thing here is to really die properly in the beginning, which burns cards. I mean, I suppose another strategy would be to not rely on that and to just push through and, like, make sure you have enough at the end there. But we want the first thing that dies to be a squirrel so that it's no cost. We want the next thing that dies to be the mantis god. Or rather, something with good stats. Getting your sigil, you'd be a great third death. Let's go. And also, I see it gives us a preview of like what the final result will be. There's your cost. We might have to settle for your stats. We might have to settle for this guy's stats and not the sigil. Because if I block your damage right now, then we get even worse stats. Only slightly worse, but, you know, world of difference. Could create another squirrel by sacrificing you, but unless you can last 2 turns, it doesn't really matter. Oh, but it's over already. We didn't finish the death card. There wasn't enough death. I hope you don't mind filling in the blanks. Well, it can't be worse than... Oh, you know what? I do mind. I mind a lot. It does mean that we can... It does mean we can defend for a lot longer. That mole man's gonna really screw us over. Helps for now. I guess put you in. No need to play another squirrel right now. Don't take unnecessary risks. You can do some damage. You're gone. We'll block all of that. Bear comes down. Hopefully we get an adder. Squirrels will do. Squirrels will continue to do. Meanwhile, the mantis god can continue to hit you unopposed. Well, I guess you're squirrels with damage. I mean, there is that. So we might as well keep doing that so we can get 2 damage on you per turn. At this rate, we will attrit you to death. But it kind of doesn't matter because we're about to win anyway. The great scribe was incredibly bested. Do you mean beasted? I'm gonna move on. Far away, a light enveloped a long-forgotten monument. So that's what it is. We're working towards lighting each of those stones. You had triumphed, narrowly avoiding tooth and claw. The scribe of beasts was defeated. That you were able to defeat me beggars belief. But now I must yield to you. My only regret is that our battle was so brief. Surely the summit of victory is made sweeter by a more arduous ascent. I'm on the clock. You received a beastly card pack. A whole bunch of stuff we already have. Now, the thing about these magic cards is that a lot of them work in unison. I'm gonna have to stop soon because the dogs are coming out. But it seems to me that unless you can get all these guys on the board, sure, maybe they're powerful, but you need to get them all on the board and, well, not dying until you can get the rest in. Now, Banshee. The undead deck is really interesting to me. Banshee will strike an opponent directly, even if there's a creature opposing it, so you pretty much work like a normal bird, but you have a fairly low bone cost. Oh, and we get another pack. Now being able to bring in the bullfrog could potentially help us defend better. God, that mole man looks crazed. And Insectadrone. Insectadrone will strike an opponent directly, even if there's a creature opposing it. So basically, you're a battery bullfrog. Battery low. Stop. What is that? Are you aware of it? I had to see your face after you lost. You're just so... bad. That is the smuggest face I've ever seen in my entire life. It's no wonder we're back here again. And we would have been even sooner if the disc wasn't lost. You're breaking the fourth wall. Tell me, if the creatures in the cards can be trapped souls, could the characters in the game also be? Take a long look at this face, because you'll never see it again. I'm done being your pet, you stinking beast. We did for you in the end, even if it took a different lifetime, a different medium. I pushed it too far that last time. Why don't they see? To live as a beast would be the noblest thing. Even so lowly a creature as a stoat. Well, it's continuing to compound on the intrigue of the first part, letting us know only once we've gotten as lost in the game as we can be, only when we're very mechanics focused, does it seemingly come out with some new development that makes me remember, oh right, I'm not this guy playing Inscryption, I'm me playing this guy playing Inscryption. And it's at times like this where we just stop and listen to that soundtrack, look at these sprites and what they represent. I think doing this after the 3D section, we're able to visualize this a lot more clearly, and it makes it feel so much more haunted, you know? Like an 8 or 16-bit representation of some, like, dark historic event almost. Like, when these low-fidelity characters start breaking the fourth wall, that really is effective at making it feel so much more like a haunted game. Especially when they start referencing the circumstances of its discovery in the woods. Look, even on the greater map, we can see the light on Leshy's stone. And the bridge, it seems, has been repaired, but I think we're going to move on to the undead one next. Probably better to stay to the places where we started so that we can build up our deck, and, well, really, I think we're going to start looking more into battery guys, because our problem has long been that we're lasting a while, but it's a death spiral. So let's figure out what's going on in this crypt. Things are looking like a slightly higher fidelity Legend of Zelda in here. Hello, Stinkbug. You're here. Marvelous. I am Grimora, scribe of the dead. Until quite recently, I was disgraced. Though I was returned to my former glory with the help of some unlikely friends. If you wish to test your skills against me, you must first prove your wits. You must discern which tomb marks the final resting places of my lovely ghouls. Interesting, so... all of you have pretty different attitudes. You're much, much more welcoming than Leshy was. More of a game to you. Oh no. Oh no, do not look upon me. Do not snarl or sniff, I beg you. If you wish to battle, please, let us get it over with. You have no desire to speak to me or to be seen. Now I wonder if you guys will play differently from the other ones. I mean, it seems like the mechanics are still holding the same for Act 2, but your decks will be different. I had chosen the beast decks out of familiarity, but I'm starting to find easier stuff in the mechanicals. A bonehound, so you work like a bloodhound, and that's about that, so maybe there's not that much variety. A mantis could probably make short work of you. Right? If I'm correct about this. I know I don't have to place the squirrel in the same spot where you're going. Now you go here. Let's do it. We'll get some early hits in. That'll come down. You'll do your damage. We can begin to kill you, especially if you try to move to block the mantis. And I guess let's just keep going. No, you won't. It is over. You chewed me out. Now, please, look away. Turn your eyes to this card pack instead. Okay, well, getting more cards definitely builds our options at least. Okay, we've already got that. Headless Horseman, Airborne. At the end of the owner's turn, will move in the direction inscribed on the sigil, Broken Obol. When it dies, 4 bones are awarded instead of 1. But it costs 3 bones to play you. You take 13, but you're very, very tough. Leapbot will block an opposing creature bearing the Airborne sigil. And if Mage Pupils... okay. I am called Sawyer. The middle stone marks my grave. Please, do not go digging up my bones. You found a piece of an epitaph. It reads, Sawyer Patel, 1702, Fall 1778. I'm starting to get the impression that Inscryption as a concept, not just as a game, has existed for far, far longer than this card game, this company. You found a piece of an epitaph. It reads, Eaten by a hungry dog. So, Sawyer Patel. The rest we'll have to figure out. Oh, this is interesting. This piece read, does not hold a grudge. Can we move down these stairs? You're each blocking a way. You found a piece of an epitaph brought down by scurvy. Could be Sawyer. A gust of foul-smelling air billows from the casket. Howdy, I'm sorry, I didn't know someone was sleeping here. You have no offering? I guess I can bring you something. You look like you'd maybe enjoy some flesh. You sifted through the bones and found a card pack inside. Definitely good to build our strength. Frank and Stein. You just do. There's nothing else to you. The Necromancer. When another creature you own dies, it is returned to life, and dies again immediately. Broken Obol, when it's struck, the striker is then dealt a single damage point, so you're basically a porcupine. We got the Grizzly, and another Leapbot. Hark! A living slice of lemon approaches. Bright and trig as a lime. Did maybe you have scurvy? You think you'll squeeze a defeat out of me? Oh, I'm really hoping so. And you played the ghost ship. And a skeleton, which after attacking it dies. Okay, well, I might as well start putting stuff on the board then, right? Hold off for some other stuff. I could block that damage. You're gonna collapse into bones. Oh, you're gonna start placing these everywhere, and you'll start gaining in power. Okie dokie. So that's gonna be, that may actually be kind of tough. So you're gonna kill that cat then. Well, let's strike over your head. Ghost ship emerges from the deep and does its thing. Skeleton collapses and dies. We can squirrel ball it up. But we really need some better things. Got a new squirrel. Now skeleton will die. It has to actually attack. Okay, well, we're getting plenty of things worth sacrificing, but I think we're gonna kill you this turn anyway. There we go. That could have been dangerous. Aye, you beat the pulp out of me. Firstly, take ye this. Received a Deathly card pack. Bone Heap. Activate, pay 2 bones to increase the power and health of Bone Heap by 1. So we can actually level you up via death. Directly leveling up a card isn't something we could do except with other cards before. Draugr can't be sacrificed. When it perishes, the creature inside is released in its place. Is that good or bad? And Steambot, which also just does. And because you bested me, with ye, I'll share me secret. Me name's Royal. It's the far right tomb. Here's the headpiece. Royal Dominguez, 1589 to spring 1632. You remain in an incorporeal form. Okay, that'll be you, Royal. And I'm just gonna assume you were brought down by scurvy, right? We can move off to the side here as well. Oh, there's a traitor. You'll roam wherever, so that foil is still useful. Card pack. Wow, they are really handing this stuff out like candy. Skelemagus. After attacking, Skelemagus perishes. If its owner controls no Mox cards, it perishes. Huh. And these Mox cards, like, they're kind of confusing to me. But I guess we'll have to learn once we get to that area. Found a piece of an epitaph in the casket. Hit by a falling piece of ice. It's very strange when even the in-game music is muted as you cross into another room. You found a piece of an epitaph. It reads, "There was no cure." We're wearing like a different hat or hood or hair or something when we're in the mirror. And this seems to have taken. We keep it. But who, what, why? Brr. Did someone leave the AC on? I think you might have been the ice guy. Oh, come on, dude. It's freezing in here. Maybe a heated battle will help. Can't argue with that logic. Now, what does this do? Banshee. Strike an opponent directly, you're a bird, and you've got a Draugr. Maybe we don't want to kill it. Okay then. Now my problem with the waterborne enemies is I keep mistaking them for working the same way as a bird, but in reality all they do is prevent themselves from getting hit. They don't hit through. So what we'll do is put you here. You won't get hit by this guy. And provides an energy cell. Let's start building up with those steel mice. Otherwise, it doesn't much matter. Banshee can come in and do its thing. We'll get a squirrel ball going, why not? The Draugr will not fight, and we need to not fight it. guy's gonna start coming in. We can get new squirrels. Skeleton collapses, which is completely wasted on a waterborne enemy. Okay, a mantis god could do some good here, but we don't want to fight that Draugr. Okay, let's just put you here so you can start doing your damage. And that'll be good enough. We'll have a steady supply of squirrels coming in. The squirrel ball is actually really good. Squirrels themselves good for keeping skeletons out. Yeah, defensive strategies, like hold the line strategies, really work well against these undeads if they're going to keep spamming skeletons. And we might as well, we have 4 battery, we might as well get some extra damage output. We won't be making new squirrels, which is, Doesn't matter, we win. You won. But now I'm a bit less cold. Take a pack. On the house. Sure thing. I mean, why stop now, right? Skelemagus. It actually looks... You know, if you actually look at it, it's a gunfighter. It's kind of neat. A whole lot of duplicates, too. You did beat me, so I guess I've got to fess up. The name's Casey. Casey Hobbs. I'm from the tombstone on the left. Winter 1992. Oh, so you were an early gamer, huh? Alright, well that's Casey Hobbs. And you were hit by a falling piece of ice. We still need one more piece, though, before we can start figuring things out. You must have been eaten by a hungry dog. That's all that's left. Well, we're very close on all 3. We just need the bottom part, and we can already make some educated guesses as to those. But what's down the well? You pulled up an epitaph piece. Defibrillator failed. Well, if you were brought down by scurvy, then there must not have been any cure. None. Simply none. Sawyer Patel, well, you wouldn't have been resuscitated by a defibrillator. Way too early. Does not hold a grudge, maybe? And as for you... There we go. I wouldn't imagine defibrillation would work in this case, although you did make mention of electricity, I think. I believe you've proven your wits adequately. Are you prepared? You will not defeat me. Whatever. Marvelous. Just marvelous. I was beginning to worry I would be sealed away behind those tombstones forever. Locked down, at the mercy of a challenger's wits, until one day discovered. But no, you prevailed. And now it's time to battle. Let's find out what you're all about. My minions never truly die, you know. Let's see how you fare. Oh, and you've also got 2, we can say, candles. Okay, let's do this then. Bonehound leaps over to block. That's alright. We'll put in an elk. And then put in a U so you can leap over there and eat up your turn. Elk Fawn transcends to a higher form, so you're going to start doing more now. Oh my god, what is that thing? Sarcophagus will grow into a more powerful form after 1 turn on the board. Oh, we're going to want to kill that. We're also going to want to get some more stuff on the board. You're going to start doing damage now. We can offset it a bit. Okay, that's good. You can leave a new squirrel in your place while generating more. Maybe the elk can try and kill that thing. I'm not sure how that'll work exactly. I'm hoping that you'll leave, place a squirrel, gets killed by this thing, and then because you can't move to here, then you'll move here and kill that, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay. And sarcophagus rises up. We'll still kill it, or actually, probably not. And the guard dog is going to move into the position where we place whatever. Could swirl it up and not deal with it for a turn. As for the Mummy Lord, you do some real harm. We got squirrels coming in. That's good. You'll kill both of those, but that's alright for the time being. But not for very long. 6 bones. We can bring in a much better sacrifice. Such as a bird. Such as a bird. Get that damage in, we can. You'll stay on the board. Oh, but that'll kill it, right? I had forgotten you stay, that's the problem. Alright, might as well get our hits in. You'll do all that, but you'll survive that initial attack. We can squirrel you, kill the Mummy Lord, prevent incoming damage still. Now the squirrel ball's got nowhere to move, which is an issue. Marvelous. An opportunity to use my quill. Rip Mummy Lord. Turn 2 to turn 6. This one will be back. Oh no. Will it come back as a Mummy Lord or as a sarcophagus? You're halfway there. Though, you may not like what comes next.
Oh, fuck.
Excuse me? Do you miss them? Fear not. I'll give them back, of course. As corpses. They've been made substantially less useful. Are you serious? The gimmicks here. Like, they're basically just screw you. Alright, well, we can bring in a revenant to kill this friggin' thing right now. These guys are free, so they can block incoming attacks. Their sigils still work. So let's do that. Let's bring in you to get some squirrels. Bonehound will leap over there. Oh my god, no, I forgot. Ah, you're still working. Collapses. Go on something good. You both die to those. Something good. Oh. These things can be sacrificed, so maybe it would have been better to leave the bird in a blank space. But we're preventing damage. Oh my god. You do come back in as a sarcophagus, so that's a thing. Oh, but you'll move. The Bonehound's gonna move. Yeah, it counts even if we don't do damage. Okay, well. Start shipping our ones. And we get another. Not enough energy yet, though. No matter. Death is never final. That one will be back in no time. Yeah, I really don't like this about you. I don't like a lot of things about you. Sarcophagus transcends. Yeah, you're gonna hit hard. We lose. Now the bosses seem to do basically the same thing at the start of every turn. However, they don't, like, our deck doesn't spawn the same way. So that's another consideration. Alright, we've got the squirrel ball going. We've got somebody who is not going to be harmed by your nonsense. And you'll keep generating energy cells for us. There you go. Start getting hits. You'll kill that squirrel, so you're effectively a mole man. You keep getting hits in. Might as well place you here, so you'll take that hit and give room for the squirrel ball. Get some damage in. You'll block that from coming down. There we go. Now, we could sacrifice a couple of things to kill you. Which we may want to do. The adder can take these things and just, like, kill that and then kill the sarcophagus. There you go. You're dead. You're dead. And next, the other thing is dead. We really have to watch a cutscene for each of these. Okay, we could sacrifice for a mantis god. That'll be really good, but if we can win this attrition battle, I don't see any reason to lose it. I mean, I'm not missing something, right? There's no reason for that. I mean, we're gonna have to move on in a little bit, because that new dog is coming down. We can't really chip through you. Yeah, no, you're gonna start giving us problems there. I mean, the adder can just keep killing you, and we can keep killing your dog. Becomes a math issue. Unless, of course, we bring in a mole man, who we will lose. That's potentially okay. We'll keep you at bay. Let's actually hold the mole man for now, or is it better to use the mole man or keep deploying tactical squirrels? I think it's better to use the mole man, actually, against the bloodhound. We're taking hits, but we're going to be dishing them out. You're dead now. I mean, where's our infinite respawns? We've got plenty of bones, and you're gonna die anyway after we use you, so we might as well use you. I just really want to keep that Manus God. And now we're doing a pretty good job at keeping the board clear. That happens, you're dead, you hit, but we can hit for 2 now. We could play the Stoat, I don't know if we want to when our deck is so low. Yeah, no reason to lose that stuff. Halfway there, not really. They'll come back as freebies, which we can sacrifice. So if we get more blood stuff, that'll be good. For 6 bones, we can't... Yeah, we really want blood stuff. And right there in the middle, that's actually a really good spot for... what do you call it? For a mantis god. This isn't going to be safe by any means, but we can use a squirrel to bring in a cat who will last at least a while, and then mantis god here, and then we can bring in a stoat. We can bring in a stoat who can start doing the damage. There we go. That'll be a nice opening. You'll do your thing. That's alright. We can... that thing's gonna cause us issues pretty soon. Maybe we can kill you before that. Maybe we can kill you before that. We can prevent you from doing more damage, keeping us ahead. Well, actually, we're gonna kill you anyway. And there we go. Oh. Oh dear. And the second pillar is lit. You really defeated me. I was not expecting that, but you're a good sport about it, though. I know that it's your ambition to replace Leshy, but... well, between you and I, there will come an opportunity to change your mind. And I beg that you spare me. Take these, then go. What are some of these? We got the Broken Obol, the Headless Horseman. I think we've seen all of these before. And another pack. Once again, all things we've seen before. These Revenants are quite useful. Oh, we've got more footage from you. Huh, I didn't expect this. Least of all in the middle of the act.
I think I've just got to send it. To whom it may concern. It's a bit formal. Hello there! Exclamation point. My name is Luke Carter, and I'm a fan of your collectible card games. If you've ever taken a look at my YouTube videos, you will know how appreciative I am of the merch that you've sent me over the years. So it was a great surprise to learn that there is a digital version of Inscryption. I think maybe one of my fans pranked me and buried a copy in the woods near my house. Upon further research, however, I have not been able to find any record of this game. Is this some kind of elaborate hoax? Any trace of this game? Is this some kind of elaborate hoax? The game doesn't seem like the work of a prankster. It at least appears professionally made. I am both puzzled and excited by this discovery. Any information you can provide would be much appreciated. Thank you, the Lucky Carter. Okay, good enough. Sent.
Very interesting. So you did actually get in touch, but can't seem to find any information. And it's certainly adding fuel to the fire, the idea that the beings within this game are trapped and that it may have taken different forms throughout the ages.
Hey card gamers, I'm the Lucky Carter, and this, well, it's a bit of a strange video. It's actually more of a question to my audience. As I've learned over the years, nobody knows card games better than you guys do, so I'm hoping someone can help me out here. Did anyone ever play an Inscryption video game? Or hear about it? I'm talking about that vintage one-set card game I opened packs for last week. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. I don't want to get in any trouble here. I think I've got the only known copy of the digital version of Inscryption. I've been filming myself playing it, and it's weird, guys. I don't want to get in any hot water by showing the footage, but can someone please prove me wrong? Please tell me someone has a copy of this game. I have been looking online for days, and I cannot find a word about it. I reached out to the publishers, hoping maybe they would get back to me. But as a fallback, I got you beautiful viewers. Can hopefully dig up something. That's it. That's the video today, guys. Thank you so much, as always. And, oh yeah, What the fuck is the car?
I'm starting to think we're not playing as him playing the game. I think we are playing the game, and he came before us. Maybe the Steam version, maybe that's the latest iteration. I couldn't help but notice that one of Grimoire's underlings died in 1992, which actually would explain the look of Act 2. Let's push on.
Mr. Carter, we have received your inquiry regarding a digital version of our intellectual property Inscryption. I can assure you that no such software exists in any official form. However, if you have indeed come into possession of proprietary Game Funa hardware, you are compelled to return it to us under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. The hardware will be considered stolen if it is not returned to us within a reasonable time frame. Please carefully package the hardware and paste the attached shipping label to the front of the box. You may mail the package at a local post office. We would like to avoid taking legal action in your case, so please do not delay in returning the proprietary software. Sincerely, Game Funa, Customer Happiness Department. What the fuck?
So they clearly... It sounds a lot like they know more than they're letting on. Like... This is the kind of thing that gets ignored, not threatened with legal action. Corrupted files. I mean, even this one had a corrupted ending.
I think this woman's actually from Game Funa. She came to my door yesterday, and I didn't answer. This time I'm gonna record it. Hi!
Hi there!
Hey.
I'm floppy disk for a game called Inscryption. I was told you came by a copy of it somehow. Sound familiar?
No.
No?
No, I don't know anything about that.
Really?
Inscryption, you said?
Yes.
No, I don't think so.
Really? Because, apparently you emailed us about it. You are, Luke Carter, right?
Oh.
You know the luckycarter@gmail.com?
Yeah, you know what? That's, I am Luke Carter, but that's not my email address.
Really? Because, I just noticed because I've seen your videos.
Oh!
I'm a big fan.
Well, thanks for watching. Listen, how'd you know where I live, exactly?
My boss gave me your address.
And how did you get past the side gate? It's locked.
Okay, Luke. I'm going to give you my business card. And if you remember anything at all, feel free to give me a call. Okay?
Will do. Take care. What the fuck?
Are your videos gonna end like that? I mean, quite understandably. Still. Nothing there.
Hey there, card gamers! I'm the Lucky Carter, and this is another pack opening video. Today I'm opening Secrets of Legendaria, hoping for that sweet, sweet foil Valamir.
It's starting to consume your life. I mean, how can it not? I mean, want a game or not, you're being monitored, you're being watched. None of this can be legal. I guess we're done now. I guess you're just perusing through your footage and coming back to this. If we try going back through the mirror, the hair is stripped away. We have more of a bone face. In fact, we changed our skin entirely, cycling back to the original. Huh, so it's like a character select. Until we get Bender, I guess. Huh. Actually, it's mixing and matching. I mean, I kind of like this creepy looking dude. Bald face, dour expression, and a suit. But I guess we're back out here now. We should probably start messing with decks, but in the meantime, it doesn't seem like we can interact with this stuff. Actually, I've just realized, can we go into this? Hello, are you the mycologist? Oh, you have found us here. This is good? This is good. We require duplicates. Do you see the diagram? Two of that. Thank you. I imagine that down here we're gonna have to start learning to use those interconnected cards, the magic ones. Which is actually a pretty good reason for us to alter our deck now. I think it's time for us to revisit how we're handling things. We're focusing on a very squirrel and cat-centric idea, and I'm thinking maybe we should bring it down a bit and maybe introduce some other methods of summoning. Particularly battery-wise, I think that would do us some good. For example, we could remove one of our squirrels and add in the leap bot. That way we have some nice easy defense that costs an electric charge instead of blood or anything like that. I think what we're seeing here is that the game really suffers from the low sort of card bandwidth and the lack of choice in that. But by giving us the ability to control our deck like this and the expansion in the types of cards available, there is, like, by removing the roguelike element, I can see people who would enjoy this because there's a lot more room for experimentation. I'm not one of the people who thinks that it overall benefits compared to before, but I can certainly see the argument. Well, let's see what's going on in here. The note reads, "Greetings. If you're reading this, it must be because you wish to challenge me, Magnificus, to a card battle. But in order to earn that privilege, you must first defeat my 3 graduate students. I defeat 3 graduate students on my way to lunch. As for their whereabouts, that is for you to discover. Sincerely, Magnificus." And if we lose, do you turn us into goo? And then again, he didn't seem to think any less of you. Oh, there's a puzzle here as well. Bearing sigils. A strange monocle. You put it on. Ah, now we have the ability to see, giving us the abilities of his eye from before. That's cool. Wait, but we saw a smattering of stuff on here from the third-person view. Maybe on here. Ah, that's how we figure this out. Okay, so it's skull, flight, skull. That's pretty neat. They're not even ooh. We are in the goo world, or you are goo. Maybe you were always goo. Maybe that wasn't a fate the other one was cursed to, except for being in a jar. Arrgh! The pain is unbearable. My organs are melting. Do you see? Magnificus turned me into, goo for my final exam. Never mind, I take all my generous theories back. I just need to defeat one more challenger. Then I will earn my rightful place. My rightful place in the deck of the Master as one of his prized cards. Arr! Nothing will stop me. Alright, let's see what your cards are like. So we've got the Green Mage, equal to the number of green gems. So that means that your power would be 1 right now, so we want to kill that as soon as possible. In that case, we're going to want to grab a squirrel and stoat it up, right? I think that's how it works. I don't think you can damage me. You guys are going to get some good damage in the first turn, though. Oh well. You all do your thing. Gotta wait a turn for anything to happen with you. You can get in Leap Bot, which is really about all we can do to prevent damage at this stage. You won't do anything, but you'll prevent hits. That's gone. They can't do anything, but that's gonna be back in a second. As long as we can keep killing that... Will they try and hit and then this comes down? It's always been left to right. We're just gonna have to wait and see how that works. Getting a squirrel ball in now could help. There we go. Let's balance our books a bit. You come down. You can do that. That's really, really inconvenient. We're gonna need the Raven. We're gonna need the Raven, but it's gonna take us a second. Actually, if we plop down use guys, Steel Mouse reproduces, which is nice. Then we can go like that, and have you start hitting over their heads. They won't do damage next turn, I don't think, but will do damage to you. We could Mole Man it up. Could also Steel Mouse it up. Steel Mice are actually extremely useful, is what I'm realizing. There we go. We could get Steel Mice and then sacrifice them for you. Put you in. Die. Alright, yeah, no, things are... We basically won. They have lost that battle. It's just a matter of prioritization. And we earned some excess foil, which is good for us. A little bit more, and we can go back for that Ouroboros. No. Please. Please. Just tell the master I passed. He won't know the difference. Here. Take this pack. I feel bad for you, but I got stuff to do. Also, lie to a wizard. Great plan. Now we're going to start to see more of these magical cards. Mage Knight. If Mage Knight's owner controls no Mox cards, Mage Knight perishes. If Master Garangi's owner controls no Mox cards, Master Garangi perishes. You're really good, actually. Otherwise, it's some undead. Here. I can open the door for you. Maybe there is some way we can put in a good word? And here's another traitor. Ooh. Collected cards. Oh, it's like a completionist thing. These are things we've discovered, things we have. That's really cool. I mean, were this a Game Boy game, I feel like this is more how it would work. There's no beating the style of the first act, but I really do enjoy this in a way. We can look in here. The inside of the chest is covered in a sticky green goo, but you find a card pack. Yep. Bleen's Mox. While Bleen's Mox is on the board, it provides a blue gem to its owner. Also, while it's on the board, it provides a green gem to its owner. And those things act as buffs to others? I don't know, when it's more complicated, I'm less inclined to mess with it, but also there's no reason not to because the roguelike element has been removed. That doesn't make sense. We went the other direction. Oop. And we can hop right back down. Oh, I see. It probably crisscrosses back and forth as it goes up. No magic here, just engineering. Another card pack. Really generous with this stuff. Master Orlv. Airborne, and deals damage directly. Draw a card for each damage dealt. Now you're potentially extremely useful. But your cost is that we need an orange and a blue gem? Alright, I've changed it slightly to hopefully allow us to mess with that stuff, but not so much that we'll be totally helpless. The dummy stares lifelessly back at you. Then suddenly it springs into motion. This is what happened to your other graduate, huh? Force Mage. If a creature would attack Force Mage, it does not. Well, you do no damage. That's good, right? Practice Mage, all of this stuff does nothing. Okay, well, if we bring in a cat, and place that there where nothing will happen, then we could also bring in a U and prevent any damage that may come. You really are just a practice dummy. You're not so much springing into action as verbally challenging us to a card game, which is fine for now. We could bring in a Raven. Then again, maybe we only have a certain length of time until the real problems start occurring. Let's go. I could bring in the Revenant. Let's wait to make sure we get some foil. This is a bit of a joke, but alright. There you go. Now let's get some excess. There we go. That should be more than enough. Unless there's a gimmick to you. Oh, no gimmick. The dummy's hinges creak back into position, and it returns to its lifeless stare. Well, I suppose you were only there to make sure we could get something. Oh, no, wait. Whoa, we can fight you indefinitely. That's a huge deal. We can farm you for foil. Well, in that case, let's head back to Leshy's cabin and see what he's got for sale. You wish to trade? I sure do. The card was added to your collection. Very, very nice. Okay, I can't wait to actually get to use this thing. You may actually be more of a puzzle. We've got the Force Mage and the Practice Mage. What does happen if we just start, like, chewing through you, then? Because we still haven't learned, like, what that code actually is. Right, we need to start killing these so we can see your hand. The first one is the skull. Now what we want, I think, is the adder. Oh, right, you need two things. Okay, so let's kill you and you. Bring you in. The important thing is that we... Oh, right, no, because you won't die. Alright, we just need to start bringing in other stuff then and kill what's in that slot. Revenant can only strike once. It's the skull, the arm, and we can brute force from there. And you'll take care of that quite handily. Skull, arm, flight. There we go. Here is actually a good spot to test out new cards, too. In an environment with no stakes. Oh, you need the... Right. I have a card that can do that. Okay, I've modded my deck so that we can theoretically use you, but it may not really be worth it, honestly. So now we've got you, and now we just need you. Just imagine you're an ice cube, slowly melting on a hot pan. Oh, I was only talking to myself. The pain of being a head impaled on a spear is... well, it is worth it, of course. Magnificus will award me the highest honor. I will be the centerpiece of his deck. Interesting. Your devotion through pain is... well, not admirable. Actually, I don't know where I'm going with this. If we killed this thing first, then this thing... wait. When Ruby Golem perishes, a Ruby Mox is created in its place. So we're not killing your power by killing this. It's just, okay. We've got our Ouroboros on the board, and it gets more powerful when it dies. So that'll be interesting to see. Let's try and prevent some incoming damage, or else we're not going to get to see it. And the overkill damage actually kills the guy behind you, so that's fun. There we are. Place another steel mouse here. That keeps us from getting damaged for a bit, keeps you dying. And maybe we can get an adder in there at some point. Wow, is this thing really just not gonna die the one time I get an Ouroboros in here? That overkill damage is helping us out quite a lot, but yeah, no. We're pretty much just, yeah, we just carved through them. It doesn't even matter. It's not even gonna die. That's pretty funny. Steel Mice and MVP, honestly, they're the new squirrels. In fact, I even may look into replacing some of the squirrels with steel mice at this rate. Come on, please, before I kill you... You're not gonna kill Ouroboros before this is over. Nope, just give us the excess damage. There we go. Perhaps I will not be central to his strategy. I care not. He can use me as a chump blocker. I have mastered disappointment. So is my deck. Take this pack. You know, much like the lack of the roguelike nature, the opponents here sure are a lot more chill. Anyway, Goranji's Mox, well, it's on the board. It provides a green gem and an orange gem. Yeah, these things are what we need, actually. Sapphire, I think you're the first. We're being let through. Okay. Hello? Our options has been affected. I'm gonna get an explode bot as well, as a means of diversifying away from blood, which is one of my big weaknesses. When they explode, they deal 10 damage. So that's a pretty good porcupine right there. Back this way. There's not really much reason not to continue experimenting, but having the shovel painted into our options, that's an interesting thing. The chest is empty, save for a single card. The rabbit, which was added to my collection. You reach back in for more. I notice a sigil where the card used to be. Interesting. Let's read these notes. The note reads, "The middle sigil is found by the pail. The bottom sigil is found by the Heart of Hearing." That's the shovel. or by those who hear too easily. That's probably the options one. The top sigil is found by the greedy. Okay, I believe we've got our answer. So the bottom, that was the shovel. The top, that was you, sir. And by the pail, we could brute force it, but what do you mean by the pail? Well, there is additional paint over here. Hoo-hoo! And it's a skull. That is pretty cool. Okay. So, one more, and we're in. Oh my god. At last! Stimulation! My test has been sensory deprivation, you see. To unlock the full potential of my mind, you see. It's unlocked now. Hear me, Magnificus? I'm ready! We have to battle, okay? Well, let's do it. You're more excitable than my previous mysterious opponent. I might just let you do your thing at first. 'Cause wait and see. Let you come in, do your stuff. That sucks, that's a big first hit, but now we can go like that, and like that, and that will help us tremendously. Die, die, die. This guy's gonna come in and cause some trouble. We gotta be ready for that. Okay, we can keep this guy in our back pocket. Steel mouse we can't use just yet. We'll get some good hits in to make up for what we lost. I'm just trying to think. We could... Steel mouse will be next turn. Bang, bang, bang. They're gone. There's our 4. We could steel mouse it, but we don't really want to. We want to kill these things. Stoke can kill it and kill the sapphire mucks. I'm thinking that we might as well just, since you only have 1 health, we might as well use the steel mouse to kill you, get the steel mouse back so we can play it later. We could use you as a sacrifice, but we don't really need to. Then again, by keeping your sapphires alive, we're risking something really bad coming in at some stage. We could start to chip through that with an explode bot. Okay. Goodbye. It's 1 more, but that's alright. We bring in another steel mouse, because as long as we can hold the line, there's no reason not to. Cheese always wins in this. It's a game about trying to cheese. You just need to be in that position. And as for explode bot, we can just put you in. Now you've got nothing. Yep, we are taking out magic with our electronic army. Alright, let's keep going. And at this point, it's better for us to use a Revenant so that we get some foil, right? So let's find out if you explode when I do this. Detonates, adjacent creatures are killed in the blast. Boom. I'm actually curious now, would that have killed something right here? It said adjacent, maybe? Whatever, Revenant, do your damage. Thank you very much. That was incredibly stimulating. We aren't done here, right? I wish to see the light again, to sing, to dance. You wouldn't leave, would you? You received a magical card pack. Not even the guilt-alleviating pleasure of having you give it to us. Factory conduit. Empty spaces within a circuit completed by factory conduit spawn leap bots at the end of the owner's turn. Potentially very useful, but I'm kinda happy with the deck as I have it. If I open the door, you'll stop by on the way back and let me out. Right? I feel so bad for my opponents in this chapter, where before all I wanted to do was gain the upper hand. Oh, we've got some more clues here. Hello, mysterious painter. Huh. You're here at last. How do my pupils fare? No matter. There are far more concerning issues at hand. Do you understand the canvas that you have been woven into? Nay, you are the brush, and the artist moves you with a terrifying mastery. My God, my eye aches with premonition. The future is very, very grim. First, we must battle. Wait, I thought we could have a look around at your room. Behold, the brush of the scribe of magics. My pupils would die to be painted by it, and live forever as a card. But that is not the full extent of its powers. Now, for a bit of color. This one needs some bleach. Wait, your sigils are being wiped away. Or rather replaced. You guys are doing magic stuff now. In fact, you're doing... Okay. Once the squirrel is struck, the striker is dealt damage. This guy right here, the Magnus Mox, that's what we need to target, I think. We need to kill it so that your guys can't do any more damage. May not be the easiest thing. Let's play you right here. That won't do any damage. Something new is brought in. The rabbit can be made to do damage, so let's place you in. You're no cost. Look at you. Well, at least you got the opportunity to dance again, little guy. Even if it is basically for in-flight entertainment. Now is, do I allow you to come in and do your damage? Number of green gems, that should only be one, which means that the stoat should kill you. Alternatively, we allow the point to happen and bring in this guy. Oh no, but you're not gonna do the thing! You're not gonna... Okay, well, whatever. Let's just bring in the stoat. Whatever. We'll do one. You are doing that now. That guy's not gonna strike because the thing died. You would have been better played over here. Let's hope for something better. You're doing damage now because that guy's here. Mantis. Oh, Ouroboros sucks here. Ouroboros sucks here. Unless, of course... Well, we can't do anything now. But I was going to say, unless, of course, we put you in the path of this thing. Yep, no, we're going to lose. We are mathematically eliminated. When you die, a Ruby Mox is placed, but we can't place you. Fail. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of a lot of the experimental stuff. These magic cards, they're just too over-specialized. And give me an Insectadrone. There we go. Now, before we continue, let's have a look around your room. The note reads, Dearest Grimora, I believe PO3's plot may go far past the extent of a common power grab. Indeed, this great transcendence will have catastrophic and unpredictable results. The note is incomplete and ends abruptly. I urge you to consider. Could it be that PO3's plot is the creation of this game itself? I mean, considering he's the tech guy. What's off to your side here? We can't seem to... Hello? What are you, little tentacle creature? Ugh. Great Kraken. Great Kraken submerges itself during its opponent's turn. While submerged, opposing creatures attack its owner directly. I mean, you seem alright. Other than that, though, I believe that's all there is to it. Maybe we can break that pipe? Would that help us at all? This guy says, change your deck, change your approach, then try again. Well, it's not really up to me when you decide what my cards do. Guess the only advantage, the cards that do nothing suddenly do something, but that's not saying much. And Discard can slot in here. I'm starting to think what it wants you to do is, like, create your deck for each individual fight, rather than make something that works for you, which is pretty annoying. But if you're going to take away the roguelike aspect, now would be the time to do it. In that case, if I were to retry it after this, what I would probably do is go for, like, a very Mox-based deck, because that and Rabbits just keep getting painted on. It can do other stuff, but those are the most common ones. Kill everything, please. Get in there, we can pull out a rabbit, start doing all this, and just keep blocking and hitting. I kind of want to try that, actually, now that I think about it, but I may have a path to victory right here. Wherein, if I sacrifice use and use, I can then, like, I can't smash that. Wait, no, come on, I can't go back and do that? At this point, we're on track to win just through, like, sheer, like, I don't know, stuff happening. But that's a shame, because I actually kind of wanted to try that at this stage, but we may not get the chance. That's just showing how luck-based this is. I can literally win by luck. I mean, you might as well... No room to play that, yeah, but you might as well, right? Just... eliminate the bunny. Goodbye. I must be slowing down with age. I may need to set my brush upon my own cards once again. Oh, that's right, you get a second stage. Alright, never mind, we're not winning this anytime soon. This thing still can't do anything, so we're still... Actually, we still might pull this out right away. If I can just... If I just eliminate you and then put you in, then we'll do 1 extra damage this turn. You'll come in, do your thing, then you'll die, and we'll still do damage, so goodbye. You didn't even get to do your second stage. Very well. was hilariously anticlimactic. There we go. Very well. We have battled, and now I may speak. You see, my eye, it aches because it remembers. It was excised by none other than Leshy, the scribe of beasts, and it found its way straight into our skull. And a beast he is, arrogant, single-minded, obsessed with gaining power. But he is far from the worst scribe to become hegemon. How do you pronounce that? Hegemon? Hegemon? You see, the ejection of my eyeball is far from the worst thing that can happen around here. You must be especially aware of... It didn't want him to reveal that information, which would be the case if PO3 had already taken control, such as if this were all condensed into a computer game. Anyway, we got a magical card pack we won't use. And a bunch of other things. Or lose mucks. You give us some good stuff, and you give us some stuff. I can actually see, like, even though I don't necessarily enjoy it as much, I can see this act having tremendous replay value compared to Act 1. Down we go. Okay, I'm sure there's... Ooh. I was not expecting that. I thought I was being railroaded into something I was not ready for. Okay, I'm gonna buy that. This is what I mean by replayability. Stim Mage. I don't know if I'm gonna use it now, but we can just pay energy to increase its power. We've got to keep it alive, but it sounds really, really good. Everything is... There's no such thing as a useless card in this. Everything has its circumstance, and every circumstance is playable. And that has definitely held true in this act. God, this place is scary. Challenge me? Let's see your deck. Weak cards. Total lack of synergy. This pile really doesn't stand a chance against me. Look, I'm trying to finish up my conduit control list here. But the bots they're sending down the line are trash. Get those workers to send me something good. Tell them to throw themselves on the line if necessary. And please have a decent deck by the time you're done. Okay. Did I lag? Figure out why they're sending me trash bots to scan. Robots being made into cards. The clash of magic and technology and myths and code, that's an overarching theme through this that I find really, really cool. What about you? Oh, I see. We've got to drag you onto these slots. So we go like that and like that. And you negate yourselves. But if we go like that and like that, then that becomes 3. Oh, I see what we're doing. Okay, I understand this now. And... oh no. I guess this activates something. Historically, stuff like this has given me card packs. Not that I need more. I just have to place you somewhere. And you here, so that you don't negate yourself. And there we go. And there's the bridge. Techno card pack. Now you guys I do want to see. Mox module. Now that could make these things worth it. That's efficient. And we've got our own skeletons. Sentry drone. When a creature moves into the space opposing sentry drone, they are dealt 1 damage, but you're entirely defensive. Okay. Another card pack. energy conduit. Conduit becomes part of a completed circuit. Your energy never depletes. Once again, useless until it's overpowered. What is it? What do you want? Can't you see that I'm very busy here? What? PO3 isn't happy with my output? But I'm merely the inspector. To put better bots on the line, I would need to... Just who are you? To be carrying orders from PO3. PO3 would only trust someone with some semblance of card game skill. I am very busy, but I must know if you're qualified to give me orders. Okay, well, my playground Yu-Gi-Oh! Skills should come in handy here. A game I do not remember how to play. Okay, we need to make sure that you don't complete a circuit up there. Right now you've got no damage incoming, but that could change on a dime. We've actually got quite a techno board ourselves here. Okay, this guy is basically free. Let's get a squirrel ball rolling. That'll provide some defense and give us sacrifices, although we are mostly not blood-based anymore. There you go. You can connect with you. You can kill... Yeah, you can kill you. That'll curb your power a bit. You can absorb hit, which you won't need to now. Steel Mouse can come in momentarily. In the meantime, we'll start dealing damage. You're gonna die. We'll find out if you'll die. I'm so grateful that this game has an in-game mouse so that you can actually see it when I don't have show cursor enabled. There's our first bit of damage. Oh wow, you guys are... Yeah, no, you guys are good sacrifice material right now. Steel Mouse can do its thing. And we are desperately going to need it to. Oh, we're actually in for some hard times. Yep. I could bring in Ouroboros. That is a thing I could do. And it would probably stop you from killing me this turn. Tell you what. You and you. Explode bot detonates. Ah, that still kills you even if we sacrifice. That is cool. Now, we're going to send in Ouroboros to right here. You guys can't do any damage straight away. A Steel Mouse can come in and get rid of you, thus delaying your circuit even more. Alright, let's see where this goes. Even overkill damage, wow. You still can't fight me. I was so annoyed about the RNG in this game, and now you're gonna placate me so much that it becomes... I'm never gonna get to see what Ouroboros does. You guys scolded me so much for not taking it during the main playthrough. Okay, bring stuff in. Let's bring in the cat. Keep hitting. So I'm qualified to give you orders now, right? Oh dear. Your message from PO3 must indeed be genuine. As I mentioned, I'm a mere inspector, not an engineer, not a designer. I cannot send new bots down the line. But I can send myself. I'm proud to have served PO3 faithfully. Well met, stranger. God, it was just a friendly card game. This game just endlessly guilts you. Although this time it's over our opponents rather than our cards themselves. Alright, we need a you. And a you. but we need to get you in there. There we go. And now another. God, that is a big, scary furnace/press machine. If you go there, that's worth 2. There we go, but we need them all. That is so annoying. There we go. By blocking that off, we can do that. And there we go. That one was annoying. Are those... Wait. This is bot assembly, but... Oh, I see. You're molten. God, look at you. And you're as deranged as you look. What was that? I am the melter. They send me raw materials and well, you can see how it works. Let me out. Not another word out of you. Must have a card battle. Yes, let's. But what's the story with that? We need to make sure that your factories are destroyed or you're going to become a self-replicating problem. So let's get a squirrel on the board. You guys come down. You start doing damage if we don't break your circuit. I'll tell you what, we can get you in. This will cause you to explode. So we can sacrifice that and that. You blow up. That's dead. Circuit is broken. Ouroboros goes here to start dealing damage to make sure you can never fight. I mean, it's just a good card in general, even without its special ability. We don't yet have enough to do anything with that, but the factory conduit can prove a danger. So let's get our Insectadrone over here. Then again, it won't start damaging that. I mean, even if it dies, then we can just send in the Revenant, so whatever. Do some damage in the meantime. You don't have a completed circuit, so it doesn't really matter for the time being. And really, we're going to beat you this turn anyway, so who cares? With excess damage. Excellent battle. Now, with that aside, what did you come to tell me? PO3 wishes for better bots for his scanner? That is difficult. You see, I melt the metal, but I cannot reprogram the stamping machine. There is a way to send at least one new bot down the line. No. Haha, yes! For PO3! Well, that was horrific. And I bet it's gonna get a lot more horrific. I knew it! More puzzles! There we go. Now, as for the next, it should open this hatch, right? There's the next. And we're in. Wow, acting on some Wile E. Coyote physics there, huh? Is this where you salvage moldy parts from the waters below? Oi, mate. I know what you're here for. You're asking me to take a dive. But I can't accommodate you, mate. Got special orders. Looking to dredge something special. We can duel, Maybe I can give you something special if you win. But I can't be taking a dive. PO3 will understand. I'm basically sabotaging your production lines here. You might be getting new bots, but you're losing the bots who make the bots. Okay, what's our best bet? Probably gonna be to start generating some energy, right? Get some of our people off the board. You go in, we get an energy cell. We have room for sacrificial stoats if need be. Just gotta get going. You know what, mate? Can't take me eyes off my work here. I'll give you this one. Here, take your pack. You received a Techno card pack. Cool. 49er. At the end of the owner's turn, the 49er will move in the direction inscribed in the sigil. And Mrs. Bomb. When Mrs. Bomb is played, fill all empty spaces with explode bots. That's a pretty good screw you move. And Thick Droid, who simply takes damage and deals a little. Okay. Good cards. Now off with you. I need to concentrate. Oi! Is that... PO3's gonna reward me big for this one. What is going on there? You see what's happening with this? What is... Yeah, something real strange has happened with that. Should I be following it upstairs? There it is. The black cube. There's not going to be any place we can intercept it, right? God. I wonder what it's going to get turned into. Let's watch every step of this process. It seems to maintain its properties even as it's being pressed. Although not pressed into parts like the other ones. So many faces and sigils and stats. Oh, I'm real curious to know what you turn into. We didn't even have to battle that guy. So I wonder to what extent we actually, like, brought about this outcome, or if it would have happened anyway. The bots haven't gotten much better, but you battled all my workers? And you actually won? Give me that deck again. Wow, you beat them with that? Alright. Maybe there are some synergies that I missed. Let's go then. No. Let's wait a bit. Let's wait a bit. I want to see what happens here. Maybe I should have waited talking to you. It seems to be treated the same. Hopefully I can pick it up from the next... Oh, you're a conveyor belt. That's... okay. You see those conveyor belts? Just like my factory. At the very least, they ought to test your lane positioning. I don't know if I'm going to be able to wrap my head around this one. Alright, we'll tell you what. If we place you here and get that squirrel ball rolling, we can do that. You're gonna come down. It's more or less the same, but as if everyone is always moving. See how that works? Okay, your turn. Now the question is, are you gonna move to my side and vice versa? Oh god, a squirrel ball in this could be a huge wrench in the works, couldn't it? You're counted as 3 blood, so you're only beneficial to me because you don't sacrifice. Okay, that is interesting. Well, then playing a Revenant, that only benefits us because it dies right after. An adder is a huge hand grenade into this entire thing, but it could potentially be worth it. And now we've got this, which doesn't matter. And we may as well get our hits in. There we go. Revenant collapses. That's all bad. You're now going to be good. You're going to explode and kill the adder, so that worked out. I totally meant to do that. We still don't have enough to do our thing, though. You count as 3 blood, which is good. And you're going to be with us for a while. Kaboom! And you do kill adjacent units. The Draugr could be cool. Draugr could be cool to see. And let's bring in our steel mice, which will reproduce. This is a weird one. This is a very weird change to gameplay. We're gonna attack that. Draugr releases the creature inside a skeleton. I wonder if it's randomized. Didn't tell us. The Insecto drone could do something, perhaps? Yeah, this is real dangerous. I don't really have anything that requires blood, but I'm gonna get another meat bot again in a second. So I'm just gonna break you, and then bring you in, and you'll do damage, and then you'll start doing damage to me, but then I can mouse bot you, and it's all just a wave of the cane. We need to kill you quick. Mousebot can eliminate you. Melter. Ooh, you actually did make your way down the line. Hello. Melter's gonna kill that and then become mine and then start doing damage for me. We can get our Necromancer. Oh, we're gonna start doing some real fun science now. Got some explodey bots coming in, so that's gonna change the game. Steel Mouse reproduces. Oh. You're down, you're mine. Explodey bot, that can actually light a chain reaction across the board. Oh my, that's not the best thing, actually. Might as well bring in a steam bot to do our damage while we can. Kaboom. Kaboom. Oh no. At least we get our damage in. Oh. Scanner's online. Which card to scan? Just kidding. Obviously the one with the best stats. The stat line could be better. And you're gonna... Oh my god, no. Your move, you are so smug. Alright, tell you what. We could play Elite Bot and then bring in the Mantis God, and that'll start to do damage across the board. We'll do hit-through damage, I think, if I'm understanding this rightly, which I'm not. Okay, you go here. We'll have you for one more turn after that, and you can do 2 more. Killing these things will be very nice. Mousebot can make sure you die, and then we can kill Mousebot right after. That was a really good Alpha Strike. Now no Mantis to cause us harm. We can now use a mouse to kill a mouse. But then we'll need another mouse to kill that mouse. Tell you what, we're probably better off going like... You, sir. Steel Mouse reproduces. And then we'll sacrifice you for you. We'll have you for a while. And in the meantime, we'll be doing some good damage. We still have a couple more turns of that. Alright, 1-2 hike. That hurts. We're gonna kill you now, and Melter will do your damage. We're gonna have to kill you next. Automaton is coming in. Sending a squirrel down the line at the last stage could actually be a very good strategy, because it means that we block you from gaining a thing if there's something coming in, and it's useless to you. But let's just keep doing our damage. There we go. Nice luck you had. I'm not gonna lie, that's partially the case. I guess playing a perfect game is no match for good RNG. Wow, you're even aware of it. Not that you really play, like you're kinda all RNG. I guess you won. Your ambition is to become the scribe of beasts? That's soft-minded stump? You ought to reconsider. You received a techno card pack. Curve hopper. Well, you're pretty decent even if you don't do anything special. The cards were added to your collection. And another. Ooh, a whole lot of new double gunner. Double gunner will strike each opposing space to the left and right of the space across from it. You're expensive, but you're really good. And when Shutterbug damages another creature, that creature perishes. Also, when a creature moves into the space opposing Shutterbug, they are dealt 1 damage. These are real good. And just a grizzly bear to tear our enemies apart. Is the trader going to be over here? Have we brought you something? That's the question. Doesn't seem like it. God, what was that thing? Seems like everything just gets dropped right back down. What about the recycle bin? Well, there's a card pack. I've got so many cards. Plasma Jimmy. Pay 1 energy to deal 1 damage to the creature across from Plasma Jimmy. That's potentially useful. My deck is pretty good, but that's potentially useful. Either way, our card-playing days might be over. What happens when we return? It is time, Challenger. Choose the scribe that you will replace. God, how do I know? It makes sense to me that replacing PO3 will stop whatever he has planned. But then again, replacing Leshy, well, that's more personal. And he's the biggest jerk. I'm gonna do that, and we'll see where this takes us. Worst case, I certainly wouldn't mind playing through this again. Let's do it. Fool! You have no idea what could have been. A carefully curated cycle of life and death, excitement, terror, mystery. That gormless angler has once again failed me. I suspect that I know which scribe bested me. Of course, PO3. The synthetic freak knows nothing of artistry, of aesthetics. Monster. I liked you better as a stoat. Filthy old beast. I'll never be your stoat again. Now, let's play. Oh, God. You're supposed to battle the scribe that you picked, but like a powered-up version for the finale. So you're doing actual game design here, thus further fueling my theory. This is going to be different. Oh man, well, here comes your automaton. We want to kill it, of course. But who knows what we'll need to kill next. So let's start dealing damage early. This is going to be another one of those 2 type of battles. We could have the explode bot kill you, but I think we should wait to see what else is coming down the line. I'll just leave this here. I've got to give it to that dredger. Not as useless as I thought. Oh god, that thing. Well, at least it can't kill what we've got. Look at that description. Alright. Explode bot. Kill it. Otherwise, we wait. 98! That's the ticket. I think I broke... Oh my god, you've gone 3D! You done gawking? We can start? Whatever this was, it allowed you to assume control of the game. Good. Oh no. This is Botopia, a once great technological paradise. It's ruled over by 4, Uberbots. That's right. And you've got to get out there and beat them. Why? To perform the great transcendence, of course. Doesn't matter what that means. You want it, okay? You're like a game dev who only sees pure mechanics, which actually makes sense on a meta level. I mean, the first act was really fun, but it was defined by its style and its atmosphere and its storytelling. The second one had much more depth and complexity in the way of mechanics, but it was a little bit more RNG focused. It felt a little more like the mechanics were laid bare, as opposed to obscuring them in the story. With this, it's like you're not even trying to hide it anymore. Oh. Speaking of not hiding, we can actually look off to the side like we could when we were dealing with Leshy. Get up? No. We've got transcending to do. If I look up, I can see my cards. Energy bot, shield bot, sniper bot, and double gunner. Our rulebook replaced with a PDA. You may choose which opposing space a card bearing the sigil strikes. Okay, I think we're pretty much done here, but I'm intrigued. I didn't think the gameplay was quite as strong in the second part, but it's still using the gameplay to tell its story. And I'm quite convinced that it's all part of a greater whole. I actually wonder if it might have been possible to beat that last fight if we hadn't tried to attack that glitched card. With all the conflicting and honestly polarizing opinions I heard regarding Act 2, I suppose at this point I should kind of reflect on it and give my thoughts. So, as far as the gameplay goes, I definitely don't like it as much as Act 1, but there's not nearly as much of a disparity as I would have thought, because while it is a bit more RNG heavy, it sort of makes up for it by introducing the deck building mechanic, and while I don't think it comes out ahead from where it was before, I can't bring myself to be too frustrated by it because it removes the roguelike aspect. And for some people, I guess that's where the excitement comes from, but I don't like repeating myself in games. And so this was a lot less stressful, and I was certainly a lot less frustrated when I lost. There was a lot more of an air of, okay, let's shovel some things around and try again. In a way, I mean, I haven't seen Act 3 yet, but maybe it's trying to do a thing where, like, each game is, like, just a different set of rules for the same inscription. The gameplay itself is greatly expanded for sure, and with the deck building mechanic, alongside the huge number of new cards and sigils and costs, it's definitely mechanically more complex and with a lot more replay value. And so I don't really view it as inferior to the first part, really just different. I think a lot of this will come down to taste. Now, as for the style, I didn't like that quite as much either, but I didn't hate it. It wasn't bad by any means. It is still visually nice and stylistic. The only way I could say I didn't like it is in comparison to Act 1. And so that doesn't really count as a complaint, and once again, it really is just going to come down to personal taste. Act 1, the look of that was right up my alley. And meanwhile, these story elements, the plot is thickening in the real world, and in here, I think we're starting to get more and more hints as to what's actually going on here. Leshy was able to shroud all of this in style and storytelling, but PO3, he doesn't quite have the head for that, and I think we're going to start to see a lot more of reality leak into this. But that'll have to wait until next time. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. I should have said please remember to like, comment, and subscribe.